Hi traders and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which is Thursday the 6th of January. So in the FTSE this morning we said we had main support at 73.48 to 58 because we'd shown some weakness overnight after FOMC. But we said we had resistance at 74.50 to 74.62, and if we could gain acceptance back above that zone we could see moves to 74.84 to 94 and then to yesterday's highs at 5.17 to 5.30. So let's go and see how today's trade action played out. So as you can see, we did actually come up to that 74.50 to 62 area initially, and we held it as resistance, but then we pushed through it here. We then pulled back, and that was the retest of this zone, and that then showed the catalyst to move up to that 74.84 to 94 area. There was a really nice trade on the 5-minute chart. This is a textbook continuation pattern. Pull back into the moving averages and then pushing up. Now, we didn't see the acceptance, and we didn't gain acceptance above that 74.94 area to see the move back to 5.20. That zone there actually capped the price action again. We pulled down, came back, retest there, and then fell away. And we've actually now just broken back below the 74.50 to 62 area. So again, market's still showing a little bit of weakness, and we need to see what happens overnight in the rest of the American session, because this move back below the zone shows some weakness as well, especially on the hourly chart. So we had a nice trade here for a retest of that zone once we'd gained acceptance above it to push up to the zone as mentioned in the report. And then we've shown a little bit of weakness in the afternoon since America's open. So now let's go and have a look and see what the DAX has done. So again on the DAX we said we'd shown some weakness due to the FOMC, and we was at support at 15.965 to 85. We said if we could get a sustained break above 16.065 to 080, then we could see a move back to 16.145 to 160, and then we spoke what would happen if we got a break below that 15.965 to 980 zone. So let's go and see what the DAX did today. So the DAX did hold that 15.965 to 985 zone as support in the pre-cash session, and we actually got a really impulsive move through the 16.065 to 080 zone in the pre-market session. We then came down and we got a false break of that zone on the open, and then we pushed higher. So there is a potential opportunity for a long. We never quite made it up to that high, that zone at 16.145 to 160 that we mentioned in the report as a target, and we actually then came down and broke back below that zone into the zone below at 16.015 to 035, which again held as support. So a little bit of chop around this 16.065 to 080 zone, more than I would have liked, but there was an opportunity here early in the session. The impulsive move through never really gave us an opportunity to get long on a reversal from there anyway, so that was, we would have been kept safe there. I would not have taken this, although it's quite a good textbook false break pattern. I would not have taken this trade because we were below this 65 to 80 zone, and below there I was still a little bit negative. Plus, we'd actually almost filled that 16.145 to 160 target area up here. We then pushed back through impulsively back above the zone, but the difference being this time when we come and retested at the zone, we put in a continuation pattern here. It's not a textbook one, but there's signs, whereas over here the move back through was very impulsive and it just pushed straight down through. Here we pulled back into it and then we showed it as support, and that was the catalyst there for the move back up into and target that 16.145 to 60 zone up here. The reason we had that as a zone, as a target, was because yesterday's low was in that area, and so there was a massive inefficiency that the market hadn't filled. So it's always a good target to attract price when you see something to suggest that. That acted as resistance, and we've now sold off, and that has shown some more weakness, a bit like the FTSE in the afternoon session, and we're back below the 65 to 80 zone. So The DAX is still showing some weakness. We're still holding this 965 to 985 zone as support. So we'll have to see what happens overnight as to how weak the market is. But we'll recap that in tomorrow morning's reports. So I hope you found this recap useful, guys. A couple of opportunities there, and just a good explanation of the price action around the zones as to when we should be looking to trade them and when maybe is best to avoid as well. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Cheers, guys.